Hi everyone, welcome to my first live stream. Well, live for me, and then I'll check it and upload it. But I may do a live stream every now and again. So yeah, been a while since an update, but don't really feel encouraged to do them when no one watches them, and it takes you 4 hours to set it all up and put it in a voice, unlike mine, because I've been told I have a very Australian voice. So I did the AI voice so everyone would hear it. It sounds professional and packed. Every video was packed under 3 minutes, and no one seems interested, which it doesn't surprise me really. Been doing this for many years, and year after year I say the same thing. No one's interested in free, accurate analysis. You'd rather pay $10,000 for it, or go watch some stupid influencer that has no idea and gets everything wrong, and you think he's fantastic. Anyway, you get what you get now. No one liked or watched the videos. No one liked any posts I put in here. Everything nailed. Only got a couple of things wrong, and no one's perfect. Anyway, I've now cut back on the free stuff, so yeah, you'll only be getting one video a week on YouTube. At least you know it's accurate. Not that you'll like it. Only a few guys do. Thank you to those who do. We appreciate free information. Thank you. And yeah, this is the Discord. I've now done a different types of membership. You can get free, so you'll get your one video a week. You get the one-off fee where you can buy some indicators of mine, which are in this here, which you can check out when you join here. And you also get a free monthly student membership, and then there's a monthly membership where I'll do all my trade setups and charts, and you'll even actually learn what I know. Okay, and here it is here. There's only one person interested so far, which just goes to show me that what I was saying is true. If I got all this stuff wrong constantly, there'd probably be 300 people signed up for it. But because I'm accurate, no one wants it. And this is what we have here. And this is all the stuff I've been showing. So right here is where I said you could go in a short trade, it could develop into something bigger, and bang, we went all the way down to 65,000. Break this here. If we break here, and down here, we could try along. Said it wasn't confident, didn't hold, didn't take along here because I wasn't confident. And then down here, guess where we longed? So now let's have a look at the charts. So we can see, like I said, this setup here is actually looking like this, but it could also be a little bit of this. I'm not sure exactly. We're soon going to find out though, aren't we? If this breaks this red trend line here, well, you know, down she goes, and then we're down into this, and it was this section here. It sort of is. It's holding the blue EMA8, but it also looks a little bit like this. And then if we check this trend fib here, the 1-to-1 was this wick, and then the 1.618 is right here, which is at this yellow line on this chart, which I put on the chart somewhere back here. And now that all lines up, and that lines up with this other long trade that you could try here if we go down this far. And if you remember, we still have this trend line. So we'll be looking at this as well. I've got an alarm set on it for when it touches it. So we'll be having a look at that. On this chart here, you know, each cycle it touches the wide MA 144, which it hasn't done, which lines up with that 54 to 58k level. We look here, every time it goes in between these two lines here, we know it starts to form a bottom, and then this should drop down into here. This is quite laggy, so you know we're probably already up to this stage. Have a look here at the 5-day. So on this chart here, we can see the difference is that this here, compared to that last chart, this here came up on the 5-day. See, which is why I say it could be here. Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly, aren't we? This still hasn't touched the blue line. This USDT dominance, the green trend line, which I mentioned in Discord. So that's broken out, which is the breakdown of this green trend line. Just know in all my videos, if you don't know anything about it, go watch a video. I highly doubt you will. And then what I was saying is we will now soon find out what happens here. If this comes back under this trend line, then that's very bullish because that'll then get back above this trend line, and it'll get back above this VWAP and above the POC. So that will be bullish. But if we bounce off this trend line, then we're going up to here in that 54k region on Bitcoin, which would mean a bounce off this trend line, a bounce off the a rejection, so bounce down off the POC, VWAP, and this trend line all lining up right here. This is a very critical spot. And we can see here came down into this fib pocket. We'll open up this chart so you can see what's happening. So I added this yellow trend line in, which went to the wicks. Okay, you can see here held underneath. Now it's broken back in, but this is the main trend line that I had all that time. And as I said, this is very important, and we need this to hold because this is the fib from here to here. This is the fib pocket, these green lines right here, which as you can see, it touched perfectly. And if we have a look here at this here, and the RSI is bullish divergence, which is why we've had this pump up here. But like I said, everything will now depend on this. You could even enter a short here if it came up and then came back in, and then if it rejects off there, well then you could get the short going further down. If you're in a short from where I posted it up here in Discord, then basically I'd be looking at this area here to know whether to close it or not. You should have taken some profit down here already, which I mentioned. And then this is where we longed, and then here we saw the divergence, so we added, and then off we go, and we'll see what happens with this. So we're in a long, short, we're in a short here, we're in a short from 98. So now we're in this long, we'll see what happens. We're in a good position to be in a short and a long, and yes, whichever way it goes, it doesn't matter. So this is what it'll all boil down to, is this area. And as you can see here, how perfect all my levels and trend lines and fixed range volume profile, everything. You have a look on the daily and we touch this trend line here. Broke out, came down, came down, came down, and now that should move. If we break down below this trend line, 58 to 54k, here we come. We're already under this trend line, which is basically like a bear flag trend line. So if we don't get back above this, we're definitely going to see at least another move down to here, and then from there, well, we'll see how far down she goes. So yeah, that's all I got. We'll see you in the next one. Hit like and subscribe, and catch you then.